Death, often regarded with fear, sadness, or anxiety, is an inescapable part of the human experience. Yet, if we pause to look closely at the world around us, we see that death is not merely an end, but a crucial chapter in the ongoing story of life. From the tiniest microorganism to the tallest tree, from a fleeting summer flower to the most enduring human civilizations, every living being is bound to this universal cycle. Understanding why death is a natural part of life can help us come to terms with our own mortality, find peace in the face of loss, and appreciate the ever-renewing miracle of existence. At its most fundamental level, death is woven into the fabric of biology. Every organism is born, grows, reproduces, and eventually reaches the end of its life. This process is not arbitrary, but essential to the health and evolution of species. In nature, death is a mechanism for renewal. When leaves fall in autumn, they decompose and return valuable nutrients to the soil, nourishing the trees and plants that will bloom in spring. The bodies of animals, too, are broken down by scavengers and microbes, becoming part of the Earth's great cycle of giving and receiving. Through death, life is sustained. This process extends far beyond the individual. Imagine a forest. Old trees eventually die, creating gaps in the canopy and letting sunlight reach the forest floor. In these newly sunlit patches, seeds germinate and young plants grow, ensuring the forest remains dynamic and diverse. Without death, there would be no room for new life, no adaptation to changing conditions, and no progress within the ecosystem. In this way, death is not contrary to life, but the very force that makes ongoing life possible. From an evolutionary perspective, death plays a pivotal role in the development of species. Natural selection thrives on variation and the passage of generations. If living beings never died, there would be no opportunity for the next generation to build on the strengths and adapt to the weaknesses of the previous one. Death removes older, less adapted individuals, making space for those better suited to survive and reproduce. Over time, this process shapes species, allowing them to thrive in changing environments and persist across millennia. Death is also a cornerstone of human culture and consciousness. Throughout history, people have sought to understand and find meaning in mortality. Rituals, art, literature, and philosophy have all explored the implications of death, not as a mere cessation, but as a gateway to transformation of the individual, the community, and even the cosmos. Many cultures view death as a transition, a return to nature, or a reunion with ancestors, rather than an absolute end. These perspectives remind us that death is as much about connection as it is about separation. On a personal level, the awareness of death has a profound impact on how we live. Knowing that our time is finite brings urgency and value to our days. It encourages us to cherish our relationships, pursue our passions, and seek meaning in our actions. The impermanence of life gives rise to gratitude, compassion, and a sense of wonder. When we accept death as a natural part of life, we are freed from the paralyzing grip of fear and instead, inspired to make the most of the time we have. Loss is never easy. The death of a loved one brings pain and grief, a deep sense of absence that can feel overwhelming. Yet even in mourning, we find threads of connection, memories, shared values, the influence a person had on our lives. In this way, those we lose continue to shape us, their stories woven into the fabric of our existence. Grief, then, is not just an expression of sorrow, but a testament to love and the enduring bonds that death cannot sever. The natural world offers many lessons in resilience and renewal. After a wildfire, the charred earth may look barren, but soon green shoots appear. Certain seeds, dormant for years, require the heat of fire to germinate. Insects and birds return, and over time, the landscape is transformed. These cycles of destruction and rebirth are mirrored in our own lives. Endings make way for beginnings, loss for new connections, and sorrow for hope. In recent years, scientific understanding of death has deepened. revealing its role not just in ecosystems, but within our own bodies. Every day, millions of cells die and are replaced through a process called apoptosis, programmed cell death, which is essential for growth, healing, and maintaining health. Without this process, our bodies would be overwhelmed by damaged or malfunctioning cells. In this way, death operates on a microscopic scale, enabling us to live and thrive. Facing mortality can also foster empathy and unity. Recognizing that all living beings share the same fate can dissolve barriers, reminding us of our common humanity and the interconnectedness of all life. This perspective can inspire us to care for one another, to protect the planet, and to leave a legacy that benefits future generations. Throughout the ages, many have found comfort in the idea that death is not an enemy, but a natural companion. Poets and philosophers have likened it to sleep, a return home, or a final adventure. Whether we view death through a spiritual, philosophical, or scientific lens, the truth remains. It is an integral part of the cycle that sustains life. By embracing death as a natural process, we can approach it with acceptance rather than dread. We can honor those who have passed, cherish the present, and look to the future with hope. Ultimately, death teaches us to live more fully, to love more deeply, and to leave the world a little better than we found it. So, while death may mark the end of an individual journey, it is, in a larger sense, a beginning, a necessary and beautiful part of the endless rhythm of life. Through death, life renews itself, evolves, and endures. And in that enduring story, every ending is, in its own way, a new beginning.